Okay, we're here with Christian Mascagni, head of the Mascagni family. And as you all know, on Friday, March 2nd, he made his debut at D1W and basically shook up the world in D1W. Welcome, Christian.
Glad to be here. I really enjoyed D1W, and just like to say to all of the local wrestling fans that have not checked it out, it's in Charlestown, Indiana. Next show will be Friday night, March 16th. I will be in the house. The Mascagni family will be in the house. Big world title match, triple threat lumberjack. Madman Mike Pondo, the current champion, who owes that title to me because I'm the one that won in the match. Former champion Isaiah, who was stupid enough to not accept my offer to join the family, so he paid the ultimate price where I cost him his title. And the crown jewel of the Mascagni family in D1W, the anti-hero Daniel Quinn, who I see as the most athletic, the most talented, the most gifted wrestler, not only in D1W, but in all of Indiana. And he will walk out of there Friday night, your new D1W World Heavyweight Champion.
What message did you send to the rest of the wrestlers in the back? How Isaiah turned you down? And
I think it's pretty clear. Isaiah got offered a spot to join, and I knew that night that when he was facing Pondo, that Pondo's unstable stable had a numbers game against him. I offered Isaiah the opportunity to be a part of what has been the most elite collection of wrestlers over the past year in the Kentucky, Anna area, Kentucky, Indiana, Ohio. He could have joined us. He would have kept his title. He turned me down. So I took the most important thing from him in his life away from him. I cost him his title. So the message is real clear. You're either with the Mascagni family or you're my enemy. And if you're my enemy, bad things happen to you because I am a very powerful man. I am a real-life attorney in Louisville, Kentucky. I have more money than anybody in that locker room can fathom. I have unlimited resources. And not to sound cliche, but in the words of the great $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase, everybody has a price, which is why Vito Andretti and the overnight male Kalo did the smart thing and joined my family. So I'd say my debut could not have been more successful. I'd say I signed the 3 top talents in the company, the best singles wrestler and the best tag team. I will be pushing hard for a tag team tournament soon to crown D1W's first tag team champions, and I will do everything I have to do for Vito Andretti, who's a great, accomplished, seasoned veteran. I remember him from the original OVW days, the Andretti Express, and the overnight male Kalo, who I think is a tremendous talent who has been overlooked. And the thing is, you never know who I'm going to bring in. There are a lot of guys at a certain company that don't get used. They're paying money to be there, and they aren't getting paid, and they pick up trash after the shows, and they show up at shows and don't get used. Many of them have reached out to me Many of them have expressed interest in joining the Mascagni family and tearing apart D1W. I'm not going to give names because I don't want to get anybody in trouble. Some are scared to burn their bridges with that company, and I understand that and I respect that. But once they realize that there are companies around that don't book you based on how many tickets you sell individually, how many of your family members that you beg to come out and buy tickets, that at D1W, you earn your spot on the card based on merit. Whether I like Jose or not, and I don't, I respect him. Guy busts his ass. And I apologize. It's my first night there, so I don't know everyone's names. But I was very impressed with Simon Says. There was also 3 young, outstanding men, I believe from Illinois, who had an unbelievable triple threat match. The girl, and I apologize because, you know, I met everybody for the first time that night, but the female in the unstable stable blew my mind when she gave Jose a Frankensteiner. I mean, as a fan, that was my biggest pop of the night, seeing that happen.
That's Crazy Mary.
Crazy Mary. And, you know, that was my biggest pop. Watching her do a Frankensteiner and seeing how athletic she is at her young age, 18, I mean, she's going to be a star in this business. You know, I've got all the respect in the world for the madman himself. I mean, that guy's been through wars with some of the hardcore legends in this business. And so I think they have a great mix of young talent, of some seasoned veterans. I think that I can contribute greatly to the company because I think I've shown for the last year that I am quite capable of carrying a television show on my back. I don't think anyone can dispute for the last year that in the promotion I came from, which is on TV every week, that I was in at least a third of the segments on TV, that I probably had more mic time than the entire roster combined, and there's a reason for that. I was trusted to go out and tell the stories. I was trusted to go out and bust my ass to get whoever I was managing a reaction from the crowd. And I did that. Every person they sent to me, I made them what they are. What they were, what they are. You know, Rudy Switchblade, perfect example. Great wrestler. They were trying their hardest to make him a bad guy. He feuded with Jamin before he got with me. Clearly, he was supposed to be the bad guy. You know, he low blowed Jamin, he cheap shotted him, he attacked him from behind. The crowd was still cheering him. Once they teamed him up with me, and I put the effort into it, he became your world champion who, instead of being cheered and booed 50-50, it was more like he got booed 80% of the fans. You know,
I think the other 20% because you were with him that cheered for him.
That's true. I mean, and that's another thing is, you know, the next night after I did D1W, I showed up and worked for WCCW in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky, and that was when I came out there, I was cheered. So I'm just being me. I don't like to say that I'm a bad guy or I'm a good guy. I guess really the fans dictate that, because
Speaking of that, what did you think of the response to D1W? I think your presence was already known, and I think people had their mind made up before you even talked.
Well, right, and I think everybody there was anti-Christian Mascagni. But here's the thing: they booed so loud, and that means that I'm doing something right, because I don't care if I'm getting cheered or I'm getting booed. As long as I'm getting a reaction, that means that the crowd cares about me. And if I come out and it's silent, then I shouldn't be on the show. I understand that my character and me in general, I'm a controversial person. I'm very competitive. I do whatever it takes to win. If that means bend the rules or cheat, I'll do it. I will do whatever I have to do for whoever I am managing to win. I'm power hungry. I want to take over D1W. I like Rick Brady. He brought me in. He gave me my opportunity there. But Rick Brady, I want your company. If those traits, some people like those traits. Some people find them deplorable. Either way, I'm okay with it. Cheer me or boo me. Just know that I'm going to bust my ass to entertain you and to do whatever I have to do to make D1W's product a better product.
What's going to happen Friday, March 16th?
Friday, March 16th, be a triple threat match, lumberjack for the world title. Isaiah will have his established group around the ring. The Madman will have the unstable stable around the ring. And the future champion, Daniel Quinn, the anti-hero, will have the Mascagni family in full effect. I can promise you that I am working on having a surprise or two new member or two added to the family that night. Not necessarily from D1W. So the thing about me is I'm unpredictable. You never know who I'm going to be with. I could show up with anybody. I mean, Cliff Compton, one of my best friends in the world. First guy I ever managed. Who knows? One day he could show up. Mike Mondo, Ring of Honor superstar. Another one of my good friends. I managed Raven on Saturday night. You never know who I'm going to show up with. And you never know who's going to realize that a certain company treats them like garbage and they're ready to come jump on board and get treated with respect. So, my overall goal is to take D1W to the next level. I'm a competitive person, and I'll say this on camera. Give me 1 year, and if we are not outdrawing Ohio Valley Wrestling by mid-2013, I will consider myself a failure, and I will walk away from this business.
All right. Thank you, Christian. We appreciate your time.
Yes, sir.